Hello, friends. It is Sunday, the 13th of October. I'm back. Yours truly, the man who dares to define himself. Yeah, I like to call myself a hippie. I remember back years ago when it was said in public that, black people can't call themselves hippie. Well, I don't care what anyone says. I'm a hippie. I don't need anyone's permission. I don't. A little bit of business right quick, get it out of the way. But thankfully, this is something good. Thank you, folks who responded to the flyover offer because it's closed. I am now down to 3 copies of this album extra. So these are $50 a piece now. A few folks were smart and they got a hold of me and got copies of flyover just now for $30. I've got 3 left. $50 a piece. I'll leave my email. It's on splatter purple vinyl. Very proud of this album. I also got a very nice email. I forget the name of the person yesterday, but they wrote and said, I just finished listening to your Dereck Nice album, and I don't understand why you still have copies left. It's gorgeous. Thank you very much. Thank you. I am also very proud of that album. That's my very first attempt at a solo record, and so it's piecemealed together, and there are mistakes on it. But my understanding is that people don't care about the mistakes or don't really hear them. They want to feel something. Well, you'll feel something on that album. Last thing I'll say in regards to me is the newest record that I am on, I do not have anything to say about selling it. It's on the Numero Group label. That really cool label that's putting out all kinds of cool stuff. This is Planisphere. It's a picture disc that includes one of my songs. The songs are basically related to watching the skies. The picture disc can be used along with this Planisphere here to actually map the sky. It's for sale. Grab it. If enough of these sell, I potentially would make some. I would profit share. Of course, that so rarely happens on my level of music, of artistry or independence. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you will know that yesterday I posted a clip of a piece of music that I worked on yesterday. The piece actually started in February of this year. And then yesterday I worked on it some more. And really like where it started. It's nowhere near done. But I floated the idea to an artist who has suggested that, we collaborate. I won't say the name because it's a name. And I got the message back this morning that they do want to. So that is really exciting to me. And so I'm going to call that the official beginning of my next recording project, which I'll call it an album. I don't know if it will end up being an album, but that's very exciting to me to have. Unlike most of my other records, except for Dereck Nice, there's collaborations on that. This next one will involve collaborations, and I'm very enthused about the response I got from the person that I contacted. So I have a couple of the people in mind who who they are, who've left that door open to me. Yeah, we should work together. I'll do some collaborations. Anyway, that's just putting it out there because I'm excited about that. The person I really want to work with says, "Well, I'm busy now, but yeah, I really like what you did. I'd love it. Love to get a crack at it. I'm excited about that." It's been so I'm looking at my pile of records here, and there's nothing new down there because I've been working on music this weekend. and I've also been on kind of getting the house ready for winter because it's got cold already. Today is supposed to be a more regular type of October day, but doing little things to just make the house ready for winter. Oh, okay. So I received surprise VCLT from Trish, DJ Trish. She sent me this CD saying she had a double of it and thought I would like it. And you're right, Trish, I do like this. This is a compilation, music from planet Earth, a Soundway collection. This is from the year 2014, and I did not know, off the top of my head, did not know any of these bands, but I like this. It's rhythmic, and there's a bit of a world music vibe to this. Very dance and a lot of rhythm going on. Ibibio Sound Machine, Batido, Pinch, The Busy Twist, Phantasma, Drum Talk, Meridian Brothers. That name sounds familiar to me. So Bomba Estéreo, My Panda Shall Fly. Those are some of the artists on here. Trish, thank you very much for sharing this with me. I really like this. I've listened to most of it and very enjoyable. Good, mostly quite upbeat music, lively. Thank you so much. Thank you. So before I do a poll, the only other honest listen besides my own music this weekend that I've listened to is I pulled this because I have a lot of promos that are just in stacks around the house. I'm glad that I've kept a lot of these CDs because every now and then I'll go back and realize, well, I've never listened to the whole thing, and we'll find something I like. Here's one. It's Stranded in Stereo, Volume 7. It's like a sampler. There's a CD, and then there's a DVD. And you see this advertising. These are the folks who put skin in the game to make this happen. What stood out to me on this CD in particular was the band Ampop. It's a European band. I forget where they're from, and they were around in the early 2000s. And I was digging them back then. I never bought the records, but I listened to them online. And so their song "Sail to the Moon" is on here. Reminded me, I really like that band. Kind of a Radiohead type of band. But the other surprise on here was the hip hop band, the Problematics / Planet Asia. And their track on here, Checkmate, in particular the backing track, really got me going, and I listened to it a bunch of times last night just because I like something, I really absorb it. And the backing track was sweet, not just sweet music, and so it got me to listen to their flow, and it was good rhyme, interesting couplets, couple of things that made me smile. I appreciate all artistry, including wordsmithing, hip-hop, rapping. I do appreciate it, and at the same time, depending on my mood and depending on who I hear, I hate some of it. I'm human. But that one was really good. I'll say the name of the band again. They probably broke up long ago. You know how that goes. Here today and gone tomorrow. The Problem Addicts. Like addicts, Problem Addicts. Cool name. So, yeah, people, we live in the mind, and I'm glad I don't live in some of y'all's minds. I'm glad I live in mine, and you don't have nothing to say about my world. You don't. You don't. Okay. I'm going right here. This is a place where all kinds of things. See, I just try not to look, and let's see. We'll just take a couple here. Hope I didn't pull something. I got one. Okay. Brigitte Fontaine. Fontaine. This is a reissue. Years ago, I had an original Japanese CD of this. And, yeah, I sold it. Comme à la radio, with the Art Ensemble of Chicago. This is absolutely killer. Brigitte Fontaine, I've got a couple of her albums. Well, yeah, I may just do that since I'm there. Because she is badass. I don't speak French. I don't have to capture just the flavor. So I have this one. This is my favorite by her. I have L'Incendie by her and Areski. She's made a few albums with this artist, Areski. And then this one, Brigitte Fontaine. Love that cover. And this is more kind of pop. It's not really psychedelic. It's kind of it's Euro pop. I really like this album, actually. I do. I love that cover too. Okay, that's my first pull. Up over here, because I haven't been doing much over here. Let's see what happens over here. They stick together. So then I have to, okay, what did I get? Some good stuff. This is Eddie Prevost, I believe. Yes, played. The percussionist from AM, A-M-M. Let me fix that. The legend, I don't know if legendary is right, but to me they are some of the forerunners of improvisation. And from England. This is a split album. One side is Eddie Prevost, played, and the other side is Organum, Crux. This is one that I'm not super familiar with. It's one where, if my memory serves me well, it's a bit of there's some drone things going on here. I love it though. I love it. This is good work. This is the sort of thing you ought to check out. If you can't understand what I'm saying, there's his name, Eddie Prevost. And then the other side is Organum. There was a time I was heavily into industrial music and just deep drone. And so I still have a real love for it. But I don't collect it or seek it out so much like I used to unless I get lucky. I'm always wanting to get lucky and find things like this low priced. The next thing was another Eddie Prevost quartet, Continuum. And this is on the Matchless Recordings label. Good label. Here's one where I've listened to it, and yet this is one that I have not completely digested. But I can highly recommend this area of music with these musicians. Eddie Prevost, if you don't know him, check this out. This will be a mind. This will open some minds. Bobby Privet from the New York School. I believe I've got that right. He's from the New York School of musicians who do all kinds of stuff. I first heard of him either through John Zorn or Butch Morris. And this is a solo album of his. He's got Wayne Horvitz and Marty Ehrlich on here. Two other names I know. Pushing the Envelope. And see all these records I got that it's been a long time since I played it, so I can't describe this, but I know that this is good. And it's not straight jazz. On the Gramavision label too. That's another label where they were doing all kinds of stuff, and next thing you know, you just find their records in the cheapies a lot, but a lot of that music on Gramavision is really good. What was the last thing that was pulled? Pretty Things, Savage Eye. The next one would have been their big one. I've got it on a double. SF Sorrow. But I like most of this album. This is when they're on, is this on Swan Song? Yeah, on Led Zeppelin's label. I like the song, My Song on here, and Under the Volcano. I like the way this album starts. The whole album isn't very good, but I like the first couple songs in particular. Okay. So, right down here on the, almost on the end. Let's see what we get here. I think I know what's here. Pekka Pajola, bass player. Pretty sure he's from Finland, right, people? He was in the band Wigwam. This is a great album. The Mathematician's Air Display. I mean, he's got great players. It's a good album. But he's got everyone from George Badenius to Mike and Sally Oldfield are on here. Pierre Moreland, the drummer from Gong. Excellent music. Excellent. And then here's this one. Be the Magpie. English version, because the original is in Finnish. The title and everything. Another really good progressive rock, even jazzy. Pekka Pajola, no longer with us, but an exceptional bass player. He was really quick, had a real quick style, but also very inventive and musical, very musical. Great music. Here's one that I got from Chris Cole. This one is a winner. Polyhymnia, Dream Environments Revisited by Joseph Kenneth Bruley and Yusuf Rahman. I have never seen another copy of this other than the one he gave me. And this is slightly rough, but it's there's an ambient aspect to this music here. Pretty creative. Sounds like they were working with ideas beyond their means. Polyhymnia. Look this one up. The cover is appropriate. Very good. The last thing I pulled here is Poe, Up Through the Spiral. Now here's one that I was happy to reclaim. When I was a teenager, when I first discovered that radio stations would give you free records, you know, back when they were getting DJ copies and they would just, you know, get everything. Well, I discovered that, you know, you take a tour of the station and then at the end they give you records. Well, I started doing it, you know, until they said that's enough, you know. But one of those times I got this album, had it forever, got rid of it. Sorry I did. Recently was able to regain it. And this is a bit of a concept album. It's rock and psych. This is good. I guess I wasn't really quite ready for it when I first had it as a kid. Can't tell you right quick. We can see if there's any names you might know. Not off the top of my head here. And yeah, this is about Edgar Cayce and automatic writing. This is good. Up Through the Spiral. Up Through the Spiral. Alrighty. You know, I could go a little further, but I'm just going to do one more and I'm going to get out of here. Because I'm still vibing on the conversation I just had with someone whose music I've been collecting for years. I did get to meet them. They're one of my favorites, and they've agreed they would love to work with me. They're a bit busy now, but they said the piece that they heard is beautiful, and yes, they would love to have a crack at it. That means so much to me. So I'm going to go straight up, but try not to hit the Miles Davis part, okay? I'll try not to hit the Miles Davis part. Okay, success. Here's something that I bought when it was like on sale because it's on the Art Lively label. I have a couple things in here where, I like, if I think a label has potential, I like to follow it. This is a Darnell Andrea collection. Now, some would place this in goth, and maybe they consider themselves goth. But when I say that word, you know right away kind of what I'm talking about. Bands like Audra, Brett Helms' band, they have a new record out. I'm really happy for them. It looks like it's going to sell out. But in that vein, Lycia, Black Tape for a Blue Girl, those type of bands. That's what this is. And this is good. Collection by Darnell Andrea. Next we have David Darling, Journal October Solo Cello on ECM. And again, this is one where just by the nature of it, I really have to be in the mood. But it's beautiful. It is. The one I like better is this one by David Darling, Cycles. Another in my ECM collection. Love the label. Colin Walcott, Steve Kuhn, Jan Garbrick, Arnold Anderson, Ostro Castro Neves. I mean, what a lineup. This is a beautiful album. So again, I will say thank you, folks, because again, I don't hardly talk about my music, but when I do, you respond. But like I said, I have 3 of these left, and that's it. And the people that responded from the last video, you were wise. You got a copy for $30 a piece. 3 left, $50 a piece, plus postage, or they're just gonna stay right here with me, which is fine with me. Y'all be well, and thank you. I don't. There's really no point in right now. Every now and then I will say things socially but I also realize that it's kind of like pointless, you know. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, the United States is a corporation. It was incorporated back in the 80s, and then when the courts allowed the corporations to define themselves as people, well, that just cuts all of us out. You know, the corporation of the United States represents the people. Well, they pulled a fast one on us, didn't they?